Hi everyone, my name is Ellie Alvizu and I'm 21 years old and I'm at a junior standing. I made this video to show everybody kind of the different views of how technology influences people and whether or not it's good or bad for human consumption. And I used a bunch of people from different age groups. But to start off, I want to show you guys what I had to think of about human consumption of technology.
So I think that technology is good for human consumption because I think that's what keeps us moving forward. But at the same time, I think that the biggest problem that we have with technology is that we don't exactly know how to use it the right way, and we tend to abuse it. So I feel like if we had a better idea on how to control our usage of technology and keep it more filtered into things that are actually helping us move forward instead of against us, that technology would be even better for human consumption. And I think one of the things too that really demonstrates that is like moving forward with health. So you've got all these great things like, different ways to find cancer and different ways to treat cancer, and we're finding out all these new things because of technology, but at the same time, you have people getting plastic surgery and people that are, going backwards almost in a sense. It's just the problem. I think we're the problem, and I think that we have to fix it.
Now that you've heard my views and what I think about technology, I want you to see what some other people thought at the different age groups that I interviewed.
So can you tell me what your name is?
Quinn LV2.
Quinn, how old are you?
7.
7 years old. So what grade is that?
First grade.
First grade. Okay.
Going into second.
Hello. Can you tell me your name?
My name's Guy.
Guy, and how old are you?
11.
So what grade is that?
5th.
5th grade. Okay. Hello. Can you give me your name and your age?
Leanne Alvizu, and I'm 49.
Hello. Can you tell me your name and your age?
Yes, my name is Tony Alvizu. I'm 49 and 5 months.
What is one piece of technology that you use every day more than any other piece of technology?
My iPad.
Your iPad. What do you do on your iPad?
Homework, watch videos, play games.
What's your favorite thing to do on your iPad?
Watch videos.
Watch videos? So out of all the pieces of technology that you use, what's the one thing you think you use the most?
Probably my Xbox.
Your Xbox?
Yeah.
So what do you typically do? Like on a daily basis, how many hours do you think you're on your Xbox?
4 or more.
4 or more. So that's a pretty decent amount. Do you play a lot of games, or do you do some educational things? Or games? Do you think that using your iPad for all those things is a good thing or a bad thing?
A good thing.
A good thing. So can you tell me some other good things that you do with your iPad?
I do my homework.
You do your homework? What kind of programs do you use?
IXL.
Excel, nice. So can you tell me, are there any bad things that you do that maybe distract you from other things?
When I have my headphones on, I turn it up a lot, and I can't hear my dad or my mom when they're calling me for dinner, lunch, or breakfast.
Right, okay, well thank you very much, Quinn. You can say bye to the camera.
Bye!
So overall, what do you think, or do you think that technology is a good or bad thing?
I think it's a good thing because it distracts you from a lot of things, like death.
So what, out of all pieces of technology, do you think you use the most on a daily basis?
Computer.
Computer? So walk me through a typical day on the computer for you.
I get to work, I sign into my work emails. I use the word processing part for typing proposals for work. I go on my personal emails. I go on the internet to look up different churches. I work for a church restoration company, and I go on Facebook.
Out of all the pieces of technology, what's the one thing you use the most on a daily basis?
I use my work laptop like 10 hours a day. I'm on it all the time, constantly.
So can you walk me through a typical day on your work computer, like some of the stuff that you do or some of the stuff that you use it for?
Sure. So in the morning, I'm probably spending an hour checking emails, responding to emails, sending the emails. I'm checking my calendar to see what I have going on for the day and maybe the week. And then I'm doing my assignments. I'm writing reports. I'm writing protocols for investigations. So it's a lot of written deliverable in Word. Also do a lot of presentations in PowerPoint, and do a lot of analysis in Excel. So I'm using that whole Microsoft suite of software.
So overall, do you think technology is good or bad for human consumption?
I think it's good for human consumption.
And can you tell me why?
Well, I think it gets you answers quickly. things are so much faster. I still remember the first time I had an email. I had someone from the basement of my work. I was on the 10th floor tell me they were going to send me a letter, and 2 minutes later, not even, I had it, and it was an amazing thing, and from there it's just gotten better.
So I know that you do a lot of stuff on your computer, especially for a lot of your actual investigative work. But can you give me a little bit of background as to what you do and how technology influences you on a daily basis?
What I did, well, as you mentioned, I conduct investigations for companies, and a lot of those investigations are corruption in nature, or they could be accounting, questionable accounting in nature. And so for us, technology has been amazing because there's a concept out there called data analytics. And you can now use sophisticated computers, sophisticated software to query all different systems that a company might have, an accounting system, a timekeeping system, grab all of that data and then crunch that data or analyze that data in a way you want to pull out evidence or information or clues. It's just very powerful, it's efficient, and that's the state of the art right now in investigative work.
So what do you hope for in the future for technology? What's one thing that you think that would be awesome for technology to do in the future?
Well, I think, again, as far as having answers quickly, and the more people learn, the faster they can cure things. Just even when you get sick, and you can Google your symptoms and know what's the matter with you, and that will only get better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So overall, do you think that technology is good or bad for human consumption?
Well, it's very hard to answer that black and white. As a lawyer would answer that. I would say it's obviously helped tremendously. It's made things very efficient and brought us far along, but I think that in the end it's going to hurt us.
So why do you think that technology is bad for human consumption? You're the first person out of all my interviews to say that point blank.
Well, I'm a little wary of where it's going. It used to be, when I started my career in the late 80s, early 90s, you get a phone call, secretary would take a message. If it was from a client, you'd have 2 or 3 days to get back to that person by the time you got through your messages. Now everything is instantaneous. You get an email from a client, they expect a response immediately. So now it's starting to take a little control of things. The other thing is I'm on Outlook for my calendars. All my appointments are in there, so anyone else in the whole company knows what I'm doing on any particular day. So I worried that technology is going beyond making life easier to now driving our lives and dictating it. You look at an iPhone, everyone knows where you're at with the GPS tool. It's like Big Brother, it's 1984, George Orwell. And that's what I worry about, that the technology is going to drive our lives rather than us driving our lives.
So what do you think, when I interviewed Mom, I asked the same thing. You guys have seen probably the most changes in technology than a lot of other generations have. So like you said, it's kind of moving into a weird direction, but if there was one thing that you could hope for technology to move toward in the future, what do you think that would be? Whether it be medical, for business, or like where do you hope it goes, and where are you afraid that it is going?
That's an interesting question. I hadn't really thought about that. The advancements in medicine would be tremendous. I would say I would love to see advancements in finding another source of energy, which always is a problem for the U.S. So to find an alternative source of energy, and I guess pollution and clean water is what I worry about. So if it can be translated into that.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
So as you can see, throughout various age groups, there are a bunch of different views as to whether or not technology is good or bad for human consumption. I don't think that technology is a bad thing. I think that it's us that's the problem and how we use technology. So in my interview with my dad, we talked about where we kind of want technology to be going, and I think that something like a new source of energy would be a great thing, and that's something that would benefit everyone and wouldn't really have a lot of negative downsides. But overall, I think that these videos and what we've been studying in class is really just a way for us to start thinking about how to use technology responsibly and how to implement it in our lives in a way that moves us forward instead of moving us backward. So thank you very much for watching my video.